mob. Like, nope, they have to be in your group. Otherwise, no dice. It's fascinating. Anyways, yeah, it was great to see Ferdinand and being like, yo, when I start calling, like, what did I start calling him? It was like F dude or something like that. Like, when I start calling him that, like, you know, just kind of watching, just watching it back. It's just like this, you know, this is interesting. This is very interesting to me. So I've kind of been enjoying that, you know. Oh man, fuck yeah! All that extra HP. I don't know if this guy fears or not, because I was like, maybe I could take him. You know, he's an elite. I mean, he's level 54 elite, and I think as we've proven here, I can't take many elites around these levels. They're kind of really strong and made to be really strong. So, in second thought, maybe I probably can't take him. Probably can't take him. I think instead of going this way, I'm gonna wrap up and get back around here where there was a bunch of these fuckers, so we can finish this one out. Sorry, let's mount up until we find one. We'll fall off to fight one, but we'll probably leave random mobs alone for a little bit here while we're heading back over. Ugh. Ah, fuck. Pop, pop. Ooh, excuse me. I know some people don't like that sound, so that's why I said excuse me. Just in case you were wondering. There's not much I can do now. I'm in too deep. I'm probably gonna have pretty bad arthritis and shit when I'm older. Probably not even much older either, so it's probably right around the corner, who knows. But it's already too late for me. I don't know if, man, I don't know if I could stop popping knuckles. Like, I would like to. Though I really do like the sound. And I kind of like the way it feels when it feels like your knuckles loosen up afterwards. It's kind of a nice feeling, but it's too late for me. I ain't gonna hold you right there. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's probably too late for me. Man, we could fold this again. That might be more comfortable. There we go. Yeah. But hi. Oh, you's a big bitch. You's a real big bitch. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what you have to farm that to get the gear from them. The Devilsaur leggings and like the two-piece set that like everybody and their mama wants for whatever reason. It's like, yeah, it gives you a lot of attack power, but like there's like almost literally zero stats to the armor whatsoever. And I guess stats aren't really important compared to certain things like attack power and whatnot. I don't know. Like, fuck if I know, man. Fuck if I know. Anyways. Yeah, so, I mean, that might be a thing eventually. I do not know. Looking back at some of my other stuff, it's just like, goddamn, man, like, fucking, whew, like Adventures of Shogi, like, whoo, oh, man. That, wow, like some of that old shit, man, is a little rough. I mean, not bad, but a little rough, I'd say, for sure. For sure. Of course, anything's better than the first thing I ever did, which was Portal. And then I redid it eventually, but ooh. That was so bad, I was like, nah, dog, nah. You know, I still remember after doing Portal, which was the first thing I ever recorded, and it was just so cringy bad that I was like, no. Like after a little bit, I'd say a couple months or whatever, I was like, I'm gonna delete that now. I got other stuff. Like, this is not great. This is not great at all. Fuck off, you poison bitch. Anyways, I remember like, yo, I'm gonna after Portal, I was gonna do like Serious Sam or some shit like that. Because it was like, you know, it's not an RPG, it's just a shoot 'em up. It's something quick, something easy, just something insane that'd be like, oh, this would be funny. And then, needless to say, never got around to doing that one because I think that would have been horrible. So if I ever would have done that, I probably would have deleted it too, to be honest with you. And then I think after that, at the time I was really it's kind of really big on Amnesia, because Amnesia was, I think it was huge at the time. I don't really remember. Amnesia really had a weird lifespan to it, because I remember when it first came out, like I played a demo for it and I was just like, nah. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna play this game. Not because I disliked it or anything, just because like I was terrified just to go around the fucking corner. Like I could not handle horror games at the time, because I don't even really care for horror movies very much. Oh my fucking! I swear this world has a sense of humor, and it's watching me. I'm closing your ass. Fuck that. We're not playing that game. It's doing updates. Okay, it's doing updates. That's why it did that to me. God damn. So for those of you who do not know, the Acer Predator, which is the laptop I used to record on, I used to have until it got really fucked up. It started making these horrible frying sounds, which it still makes, by the way. Just usually it's when you're only playing stuff, but now it just will make it if I'm watching anything on YouTube, if I have not let the computer rest. I use that to watch stuff when I go to sleep, so that's like my overnight computer. And then when I wake up, I'll turn that computer off, or at least let it go to sleep. And then I'll use my main computer, the computer I built with my own 2 hands. Not necessarily the parts, but I put them all together. And then I'll go over to that one for the day. So but, both of them get to rest and not on 24/7. Anyways, and as I said, I'm not really into horror movies. If anyone has a Predator, you know that horrible fucking startup sound that it makes, that the first time is kind of cool, you know. Like, I don't know if you guys could hear it. I don't know how loud it was, especially over compared to the sound of me like reacting to it, just like, oh fucking shit. But fucking don't do it to me again. What are you complaining about? Bitch, go to sleep. But it makes this like kind of fucking noise that you actually have to go like into the settings as the computer is opening up to tell it to not make that fucking sound when you open. Otherwise, every single time you turn the computer on or off, it will make that fucking sound every fucking time, and you cannot make it any quieter. It always comes in loud as a motherfucker. So why they thought that was a good idea when they were constructing the computer and not making it a setting that you could actually turn off within the settings of the computer itself, I do not know. But that's just the fact of the matter is that that's something that exists. And like literally right as I said, I don't really care for horror movies. I was like, fuck, just jump scare out of nowhere. I swear this world has a sense of humor and it is listening. It is listening to us. Anyways, whatever maybe deity you subscribe to, or whatever scientific beliefs or whatever you have, beliefs in nature, whatever it may be, it is watching and it is listening and it finds shit funny. Anyways, back to what I was fucking even trying to say. Man, I don't like horror movies. So like I'll watch them occasionally, but it's usually not my choice to watch them. It's like someone else is like, yo, you want to see this horror movie? And be like, alright, you know, I'm down. I'm cool with that. But it's not really something I go out and search for myself. Where is this? The shit. 0. And so being like in control, like being behind the camera while horror was just happening around me at the time, was not about that life. Let's just put it that way. That was like way too scary for me to handle, way too scary for me to deal with. I'm playing the demo where she doesn't even really happen, and I'm just like, nah, I'm good. Like, fuck this shit. Not happening. Just not happening. I think we need to mount up and go around the other way. We only need 2 more, y'all. We only need 2 fucking more. And we're already almost halfway down with 58. I say already. This has been pretty long. I'm going to say hour and a half here. But I mean, hey, we got half a level. So, I mean, technically only like 4 bars. But, I mean, we doubled the experience we had when we started today. And when you only have 2 levels to go, that's amazing. So, I'm pretty happy about that. I'm just gonna say that right here and now. I'm pretty fucking happy about that. Anyways, someone's out here kicking some ass, taking some names, calling up some dames. You know how it goes. But then eventually, I was able to get myself to come back to Amnesia, and this was like right around the time. Like I feel like when I first at least played the demo, whatnot, Amnesia wasn't like very much in the forefront, and then like PewDiePie and Markiplier and others like started making it like huge. And so I was just like, okay, I want to get through this game. You know, I want to see if I can make it. I don't think I was really watching any of them at the time, but then that's when it started to blow up a little bit on YouTube and whatnot. So I was just like, okay, like, I want to see if I can get through this fucking game. And so I did, and I loved it. And then it was just like, oh, you know, Frictional Games has released 2 games prior to this. Let's play these 2 games. And so I started recording Overture. I believe that was like technically the 3rd thing I recorded. I think. or the second. I think technically the second was the third. I thought about recording, but I just never recorded Serious Sam because like that would have been a mistake. I don't even care for those games very much. They're not bad. They're just really repetitive and gets old, I'd say, pretty fast. Just in my opinion. But yeah, it ended up being the second thing I was doing. And then I remember, and I feel like I've said this one before at some point during the recording. Oh, one more, baby, one more. In some recordings, at some point, sometime, I feel like I mentioned about this transition, but I remember seeing. I think this is like it's so well known that I'm sure you've all heard of this. The whole like going to work little short YouTube clip that was just like the thumbnail or something. Like made it seem enticing. I was just like, oh yeah, this is gonna be fucking hilarious. And then I watched it, and it was just the weirdest shit I've seen about this flippity floppity mannequin fucking thing or whatever. Just flying down the street. We have finished. We are free. But I'll kill some shit while I'm finishing up this conversation. I'm on my way back to the flight plan because actually, yeah, we'll hearth here in a second. I'll go sell stuff. So I'm on my way back to selling stuff so we can finish this conversation. If I find anything, I will murder its face. And I was just looking at it, and then I was just like, I mean, thinking back to it, it's like really like I had any legs to stand on because my shit was bad. I still don't think my shit is great, but other people seem to be okay with it and seem to have a good time. So you know what? I appreciate you. I appreciate you're here, and I appreciate that you give me a reason to continue doing this. So I love you. You guys are amazing. If I didn't mention this at the start, like, you're fucking really good today. Just throwing that one out there. Anyways, boom, just get fucking combo. Oh, Grum's blood. Fuck yeah. Get fucking combo, dog. Boop. But I was watching this, and it had like millions of fucking views, and I was just like, how the fuck does this, a person who's literally made like nothing else, have millions of views and like a fuckload of subscribers, but I've been trying to put out all these videos, I ain't got shit. And I left that as a comment, something like that, nicer, obviously, but something like that. And I remember this person commenting, it's just like, oh, you're not doing anything that people know. You're just recording a bunch of stuff that no one's ever played before. And I'm gonna keep on course, so just check. And I was like, that makes sense. I'm doing stuff, random games that no one's ever fucking heard of. Like, no one watches Portal anymore, Who's even heard of Penumbra? People are barely getting around to Amnesia right now. And so I figured the logical choice at the moment was to jump over. Right, it's Hearth. Was to jump over to Half-Life 2 to be specific. Because at the time that was like the only thing I had in my list, my repertoire of games. That was like, oh, everyone knows this. Okay, I'll do some of that. Which I still got like 5 parts, only 5 parts through, and I swear to fuck, one day I'm gonna go back and play that game and finish it. Damn it! I don't know about Final Fantasy 13. That one might just be dead and gone forever, cause like fuck that game, am I right? But that game just bores the ever living shit out of me. I'm just so unbelievably bored when I play that fucking game. I cannot even begin to describe to you how fucking bored that game makes me. But not important. Like I got, if any of you have ever watched the few episodes of that I've put out, I had more fun trying to avoid encounters than actually do encounters against enemies. Like it was more fun to try not to get into combat than the actual combat. Like that means there's a problem with your game. Just throwing that one out there. Shit, my bad. At least in my opinion, that means there's something wrong with your game. If I'd rather do everything I can to have fun avoiding fighting than your actual combat system, you fucked up somewhere along the line. Just my thoughts. But anyways, but like while I was doing a little bit of Half-Life, a game that everyone was going super crazy on, and I'm pretty sure it's I think it was somewhere when I started doing this next one that I did Shooky in there. I just really liked Adventures of Shooky. I still like it, but I don't think I'd ever play through it again, because I think I played through like the whole thing 2 or 3 times and 100%ed all the achievements and everything. Not that that was hard to do. Like if you just beat the game and beat the teleporting DLC, which you need another person to do, which is what I did with my boy Waffle Chin. Love that man. Fucking miss that man. Can't really talk to that man very much because he's like almost a permanent resident in Japan now, and they don't really have a texting system there, at least unless you live there with them. Well, I live there in Japan. They don't really you can't really text them, so it's mostly email. I miss that man. Miss the fuck out of you, Waffle Chin, if you're ever watching any of these, which I seriously doubt you are. And I don't blame you for a second. We're on part, what, 200 the fuck? Yeah, no, I don't blame you for a second. You my boy. Anyways. But a game came out that just fucking took the world by storm, at least the college campus that I was in. Like, dude, everyone was doing this shit on YouTube. Everyone was like super hyped about Skyrim. Fucking that game came out, people lost their shit. Like literally, I did not see some of my roommates for days because they just went to class, and then they came home and just played Skyrim all day, all fucking day. Like people were fucking hyped about that game. Dude, like fucking, you could go anywhere and talk about Skyrim, and you'd instantly make friends on this campus, man. It was pretty crazy. Skyrim was so huge. That was just like, yeah, jumping on this train. A well-known game, this is. So that's why I started doing Skyrim, and then I did little things on top of trying to finish up Skyrim, which, as I mentioned, if those videos ever come out, then if this part ever gets in there, because I don't know how much is going to be chopped up and what's going to be shown and what's not going to be shown. It's going to be just snippets of the best of my reactions to watching myself back. But it took 3 years. It took me 3 years to complete that game, which is believable for sure. You've seen me with long games. It takes me a really long time to get through these games. Point in case, I'm still not level 60, and I can't tell you the number of people who can't believe I still haven't hit level 60. Like some of my friends are like, "What have you been doing? You don't have level 60 yet?" It's like, I got a lot of like level 30 to 40 characters, man. I just have been alting like crazy instead of actually focusing all that time into one character. If I would have focused all that time into like 1 or 2 characters, I would have 2 or 3 60s. But I haven't, because the late game in this game is a fucking sludge grind of nightmares. But it is what it is. You know, what are you gonna do? I was gonna say, do we not have them? Hell yeah, we have them. Yeah, I just can't wait for BC to save us from this fucking eternal pain of grinding out 2 fucking levels here. But we're gonna have to live that here in Classic before we get there in BC. So the good news is I only have to do it once. I only have to do it once. And yes, that does mean I'm probably gonna switch my Warlock over to BC. So my assumption is I'm really interested to see if they removed any quests. I'm really hoping they didn't remove any quests and they just added quests. That's kind of really my hope at the current moment. Yay. Intimate. Damn, girl, you know about them flowers. Oh, I gotta choose one. Oh, man. Hold on. Dawn or Crusade? Which one's the easier one to get to? You.
Well met.
That's 30. I need both? Oh, 110. Yeah, nah, I mean both. I mean, it really don't matter. You need a bunch of both. Let's go. Let's dawn it up here. 6k XP, not horrible. Boop, boop, boop. Badop. Yeah, I was gonna say, I imagine you'll let me turn more in. No, thank you. Oh, Warlock. That's actually a pretty cool name for a Warlock, and it's a really cool looking Warlock too. That's pretty bitchin'. It's pretty bitchin'. So we got the spirits. We got to free their soul. Red Path Shield. I don't know if we can do that one. But I feel I want to get to halfway. Definitely not level 60. The words like 60 were forming on my lips. I was like, no, that's not right. I definitely want to get halfway to 59. Because we went from not even a quarter to half. Beautiful. I would love to pump that out real fast. I love how there's fucking nothing that's like up to around my level now, around these places. Of course, up here is still around my level, I believe, but it's just crazy how much we're just destroying. Like how little destroying. I don't know why I said that. I was just buying time for my brain to think, and I did not mean. I mean, we're destroying this place. Let's be honest. Like, we're pretty decent, to say the least. But it's pretty crazy how little in-game stuff actually is level appropriate. It's just like, oh, when you hit this level, you don't do any questing anymore. No, you just do dungeons and stuff. We don't care what they do anymore at that point. It's just like, what? Excuse me? Like, what are you doing to me here, guys? Are you still fucking chasing me? Jesus. Made him self-conscious there for a second. He's like, no. And just started fucking flying away. He's like, fucking right. Get out of my fucking face, you little bitch. Anyways. I just hate the aggro range in this game sometimes. Like, it's ridiculously far, in my opinion. Let's get geared up here. Let's get all buffed up. Get everything rolling. But yeah, in those 3 years that we were working on getting back to our story here, that we were working on Skyrim, we put out like Shuggy, we put out Final Fantasy VII, which at the time especially was massively popular. I didn't know it was going to be. I honestly just wanted to play Final Fantasy. Would you fucking fuck off? Like with this knocking around shit? I don't mind a bump every now and then, but like, if y'all could just really fuck off, I would be very much appreciative. It's just like the fucking poison. It's like, okay, I'm poisoned, I'll cleanse it. Poison. Okay, I'll cleanse it. Poison. It's like, fuck, stop. Like, fucking, what is this instant cooldown on your poison? Like, it's like, oh, okay, I got kicked. I'll stun them. Okay, we're fighting. I'll start kick. It's like, stop. Like, can I get a second of not your bullshit? I don't know where these spirits are and how I'm supposed to free them, if I'm being honest with you. There it is. I just gotta kill shit and it frees them. Okay. Good to know. I was gonna look up the quest information, but never mind. Is it just the ghouls? Or is there anything here anything undead, I would assume, has a chance? Let's find out, shall we? I don't mind Curse of Tongues, that's not that bad. Could be way worse. So since I don't cast many non-instant spells during combat, so you know, I'm okay with this. Unless it's healing, in which case that's gonna be pretty brutal, but I think we'll be fine. I think we'll live. I'm glad that these things aren't green. It's looking like the ghouls. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's looking like the ghouls are the answer. Or potentially even the banshees over there as well. That might have a chance as well, but it does seem so far to be ghouls. I doubt this humanoid, not undead humanoid, is going to be an answer. But we'll see. Yeah, I really did not think that Final Fantasy VII was going to be popular, as I was saying, and then got distracted by constant pushback. I totally expected. I just wanted to do it because I never played Final Fantasy VII in all my life. Everyone's just been like, "Oh, 7's the best, 7's the best, 7's the best." It's like, okay. And I've never really played it because everyone was just like, "Oh, dude, Final Fantasy 7's where it's at. All the other ones, they're okay comparison." It's like, but I really like 9 and 10. Like, I think those ones are really amazing. Like, I don't know what all this like, oh no, it's Final Fantasy 7 or nothing kind of attitude seems to be. Like, obviously that's not how everyone feels, but it just kind of really felt like everyone was like, oh no, Final Fantasy 7's it, everything else, like, fuck that. If you're not playing 7, you're not playing the right Final Fantasy or some stupid shit like that. So I just never really played it. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna play this game. Let's see if it lives up to literally everybody's hype. And I played it, and I liked it. Actually, I liked it a lot. I think it did I think it lived up pretty well to the hype. I definitely have a special place in my heart with Final Fantasy 9 and Final Fantasy 10. And I don't know what the fuck he just did to protect himself there, but I was like not doing anything to this guy. Is that some kind of like dark power word shield or whatever? Fascinating. Interesting. Huh. Yeah. Get your way, Sophie. Get over here, boy. Start collecting rune cloth and selling that as well. At least trying to sell that, see how that goes. I'm not really gonna need money on this character anytime soon, especially if there's no free transfer. Like, I'm truly feeling like there's not. What is this? Like, powered shield, dark spell, absorption shit going on here. It looks like he like stole mana from me or something. I wasn't paying attention, but it was just by the pure interaction, it felt like he had stolen something from me and was using it to shield himself. It's kind of, it's weird. It's very weird. Ooh, another mini brush. Start collecting all these, man. I could get some money off these bitches. Anyways, it does seem like these warders don't have what I'm looking for either, which is fine because I don't really want to fight them. You know, they're kind of annoying. And it looks like they also have a kick, which I'm not a huge fan of, fighting enemies with a kick if I don't have to. So far it seems just the ghouls. It could also be the banshees, but so far it's looking just ghouly up in here. Good old ghoul town seems to be what I'm looking for. Anyways. But yeah, no, it was pretty good. I did really enjoy the story. I did really, even though it was complicated and confusing as hell. And there's still parts I don't truly understand, but I'll take it. It was really good. I really did enjoy my time. But then, like, it popped off so much. It was just like, oh, like, is this gonna be a channel where I'm always gonna be doing Final Fantasy now? Because Final Fantasy seems to be really popular. It seems to be what people want to see. Like, I'm interested, you know. So I think that's one of the reasons why I tried Final Fantasy 13. I was like, why not? Let's see if I like this Final Fantasy game. I do not, by the way. Yep, you and your kicks. I'll just be here against the wall if you need me. Just don't kick me through the wall, because otherwise it's gonna be some baloney. It's gonna be some bologna sandwich right there. That is not pleasant. Even this low textures, that's not pleasant to look at. Get fucking wrecked, son. How's my Ardent Dawn right looking? Oh, not even remotely fucking close is how it's looking. Anyways. So for a while though, it's just like, okay, let's just do Final Fantasy stuff because people want to see Final Fantasy, so we gotta give the people what they want. And you know, I've done Final Fantasy 9. Yeah, I don't need any help with that. Ooh, that's not fun either. I'm just gonna bust her up while I am not silenced at the moment. And you know, I really do enjoy Final Fantasy games. Like, I was very happy to be able to do Final Fantasy X when that game, literally the day that game was released, the remake was released for PC, or just any version I could play. I wouldn't even give a fuck if it was a remake. Any version I could play that game on the PC. The second I saw that it was available, I instantly bought it, instantly started downloading it, and instantly started recording it. Like, within the same fucking day. And I was even, I think I was visiting my parents' house at the time. They had really bad internet, man, so it was a slow download, and I was like, I don't give a fuck. I think I was house sitting or something. I think they were on vacation or some shit. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I was like, I don't give a fuck how long this is gonna take. We recorded this game today. And I didn't record a lot of it because it took a while and it was already late when it came out. Oh man, dude, I was just like, fuck yeah. And I loved Final Fantasy 9. I really enjoyed getting to play through that game again. It was a really good time. I really enjoyed it. But I thought I was just gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna have to go through all the Final Fantasies up in here.